Pods? Okay, all right, great. So hello again, everybody. Now, you have heard a lot over this time, would you say? Even if you just came today, you've heard a lot. And what we'd like to do now is to engage you in a way that we engage often at Spalding, and that is with other people, talking with people that maybe you don't know, but we're going to ask you to engage in a few questions. And those questions are going to be coming up here. I have joining me one of our doctoral students, Tracy Smith, and she will be helping out in ways that wherever we need, okay? But what we're going to ask you to do is you're going to get into pods of 3, just 3. And we're going to invite you to please get into pods with people that you don't know, at least that you don't know everybody in your pod, okay? And then we're going to give you the questions. So quickly, get into pods of 3. All right, how you doing? I see a number of pods already formed and a few more just still forming. So what we're going to do is engage in some brief conversations. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about the process we're inviting you to engage in. If you will change that slide, I'd like to have everybody follow along. What we're going to do is we're going to be involved in what we call sacred spaces. And in these sacred spaces, these are the kind of spaces where we can invite in each person to participate, where we bring forward our core self at its best, where each of us makes visible our interconnectedness, where we recognize and access the value of every participant, where we elicit individual and collective wisdom and practice valued-based behavior. Okay, now we're going to be doing this in short order. We usually do this with much more time when we do it, but we're going to do it in short order today. So we're going to ask that you speak your truth and listen for others' truths. Be honest with others and be considerate and tactful at the same time. Say your piece and leave time for others to say their piece. We're going to tell you how much time you have. Engage constructively rather than focusing on forces that you cannot influence. This is an important one because that is one of the things we tend to do, point outwardly, and we're going to ask you not to do that. Lean into the discomfort as a learning opportunity. So if you start to feel a little edgy inside, think of that as, okay, I'm growing. I'm growing. Honor silence. Now, what we mean by that is when a person has spoken in your group, if you will allow a few seconds of silence to really hear what they have said, to allow silence to speak to you, to help you to interpret what they have said. So give about 7 to 10 seconds, okay? All right. Stay on topic and be present to one another throughout the process. Those are the guidelines. Now, first question. Are you all ready to go? We want you to introduce yourself. You're going to give your name, and in 12 or less words, okay? That's a big question up here, right? I know you already read it. It's a big question, but we're going to say 12 or fewer words. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Here I am, okay? This is mine. Black Southerner of the Jim Crow era. Faith equaled love and active resistance. Okay? That informed my understanding of faith and race. Okay? Now, I know you need a few seconds to think about that. So I'm going to ask that you take a moment in quiet. Just think about your response so that you can listen to others when they are responding. All right, how did that go? Good? I heard somebody up here say good. How about for the rest of you? How did it go? Did you get through the questions? Wonderful. Okay, so now we're going to move to the next one. What is one truth about faith and race that you have heard during this festival, or in life perhaps, that really compels you? And what will you do with this truth? You may begin. All right, our time is up. And I hope that you had a meaningful expression and sharing in that question. And the next question will be a follow-up to that one. So you've just talked about what truth was poignant enough that it compelled you to want to do something. That truth. And what you were going to do about it. Now, the follow-up question is this. What can get in the way of you taking action? And what will you do with that? Okay, you may begin. All right. Thank you for that. And we will now move to our closing. But I'd like to get just a general feel from you all about this experience of speaking with others whom you do not know. I see a couple of thumbs up over here. How was it for you? Thumbs up in the back, thumbs up over here, thumbs up. Okay, all around the room I'm seeing thumbs up. Great, great. Now, we're going to have a few closing words from Alton, and then I'm going to have a few closing words for you. And we really mean few this time. And we will then turn it back over to Sarah, who will be closing us out. And I want to thank you all so much for engaging in this process.